Hello people, how's all doing today? Today we're talking about something that was said on my local radio today, and it's in the news in Ireland too, to be honest, and it's about the Pope too, to be honest, because when the Pope did come to Ireland last week, last week, uh, so basically the army were out because they didn't have, they just mobilised the army and just in case something did happen. And the army had to sleep in the Phoenix Park, which is a big park in Dublin. If you don't know, look it up. It's a huge, huge park in the middle of Dublin. And they had to sleep in a very rough part of the park, away from the president's house and away from the stage and all that, from where the Pope was. Where there was needles and diseases and dead animals and dead rats and rats running around and everything. It was disgusting. And people were arguing that the defence forces should not complain about it because they should be used to it. And they say that they've gone soft. Well, I would like to tell the people of Ireland, we as a people, the majority of the people, never served in the defence forces. We don't know their training. I know some of their training. I do follow the defence forces a lot. And I say that the great service, and they did not are soft, but they are treated very badly by the people, and they deserve a good accommodation. They do not deserve to be beside needles or dead rats and all that. I mean, if it was a state of war, if there was a war, it'd be a different kettle of fish. But it's not war. If it was war, I'd be like, the defence forces have to toughen up a tiny bit. But it's not war. And this country will never be in a war unless there's trouble. And in that case, I would say the defence forces cop on. But I pat them on the back. They're right to the complaint. They deserve better. They deserve better pay and they deserve better accommodation. Especially when the Pope came. Because they had to go. They were only getting €68 extra an hour. Overtime, I had. Overtime, €68 for the whole day. Overtime, €68. It's not ridiculous amount. It's just ridiculous. It's only 580 something. That's all they got at the end of it. The end of the week. It's ridiculous how much badly they got paid. It's ridiculous. I take my hat off to them. They done a good job. I have to say they kept everything. Nothing happened during the post visits, and the Feds forces done everything they were asked to do. And I don't know what this fellow Joe Finnegan was talking about, because Joe Finnegan is the person on my local radio station. And if I meet him, I'm going to tell him that he's talking gobshite. Because he's talking gobshite. He's like, the defence forces have gone soft, this generation's gone soft. I admit that the generation's gone soft. But there's people in the army who are cold-hearted killers. And who will fight for freedom and fight for justice. And if war comes, then their men and women of the Irish Defence Forces and the Navy and the Air Corps will fight until the last breath. More than Joe Finnegan will ever do, with him talking on a radio station and criticising the Defence Forces for not toughening up. I would like to say to Joe Finnegan that he never served a day, or even a second, in an army uniform in Lebanon, or in Syria, or in Iran, or any war-torn country. He has only sat in this country and criticised the defence forces. And I say to Joe Finnegan, if you want to criticise them, go and join the army for a month. And see how badly did the army suffer with pay, lack of pay, and their accommodations. The men and women of the army are not soft. They are hard, and so are devoted to this great country and to defend and to protect the people of Ireland and to kill any enemies of the state. And Joe Finnegan criticises them for being soft, and half of the Irish people do. Well, I tell the Irish people, they've done more than we ever done for them. Because they out, risking their lives, risking their souls, risking their liberty to fight for our freedom. Because it takes a lot to become a soldier. You have to train. You have to fight. And above all, you need to sacrifice your life. Because you could have a child at home, you might not see that child for the next month. You could not see him for a year. And that's the biggest sacrifice of all. To leave your family behind and to go and serve your country in its need. Thank you.